What if I told you the clean energy revolution has a bottleneck? It's not a shortage of sunlight or a lack of ambition. It's a looming scarcity of a precious metal you probably associate more with jewelry than with technology. This is a story about the hidden material crisis threatening our green energy future. The world is racing to install solar panels at an exponential rate. It's one of our best tools to fight climate change, turning sunlight into clean electricity. But there's a catch. To capture that energy, every single one of those millions of panels relies on a critical ingredient: silver. As the solar boom accelerates, our demand for this metal is exploding, pushing the world into a structural supply deficit for the 6th year in a row. We are on a collision course between our green ambitions and the hard limits of a finite resource, and it's a problem we need to solve, fast. Silver's indispensable role on Earth. When you think of silver, you might think of coins or family heirlooms. But today, its most important role is industrial. Silver has the highest electrical and thermal conductivity of any metal on the planet, making it the irreplaceable nervous system of our high-tech world. It's in your smartphone, your computer, and the advanced electronics and electric vehicles. Industrial applications now account for over half of all silver consumption, completely reshaping its market. Nowhere is this more critical than in solar panels. Inside a standard photovoltaic cell, sunlight knocks electrons loose from a silicon wafer. But you need a way to collect and channel those electrons to create a current. That's where silver comes in. A fine lattice of silver paste is printed onto the cell, acting as a hyper-efficient conductor to harvest that solar power. For years, this was a niche use. But as the world races to decarbonize, solar installations have exploded. According to the Silver Institute, photovoltaic demand hit a record 193.5 million ounces in 2023. Projections for 2024 suggest that figure will climb to 232 million ounces, accounting for nearly 20% of all silver demand globally. In just a decade, the solar industry went from a minor player to one of the single largest consumers of silver on the planet. This has created a monumental problem. For the last several years, global demand for silver has consistently outstripped the total supply from mining and recycling. Projections for 2026 show the market is on track for its 6th consecutive annual deficit. That shortfall has to be filled by drawing down existing above-ground stockpiles that are finite and shrinking fast. A collision course. This is where the story gets complicated. We're on a collision course between skyrocketing demand for green energy and the stubborn realities of physical supply. The demand side is relentless. Global solar installations are shattering records year after year. But why can't supply just ramp up to meet this new demand? The answer lies in the unique nature of silver mining. First, the vast majority of silver isn't produced from primary silver mines. Roughly 70% to 80% of the world's mined silver is a byproduct, extracted from operations that are mainly focused on mining other metals like lead, zinc, copper, and gold. This means silver production isn't driven by the price of silver, but by the market for base metals. A surge in silver demand doesn't automatically convince a copper mine to increase its output, creating what economists call a highly inelastic supply. Second, bringing a new primary silver mine online is an incredibly slow process. From discovery and permitting to construction and full production, it can easily take a decade or more. We simply can't flip a switch for more supply. And finally, like with many natural resources, the easy-to-reach, high-grade deposits have largely been exploited. Existing mines are often facing declining ore grades, meaning they have to process more rock to get the same amount of silver they did years ago. So, we have a demand curve for solar panels going vertical, while the supply curve for a critical metal needed to make them is nearly flat. This is the bottleneck. This is the crisis. The irony is almost poetic. We look to the sun for abundant, clean energy, only to be challenged by a critical scarcity right here at home. The scramble for a solution. So what happens when an unstoppable force, the green energy transition, meets an immovable object, a constrained silver supply? We are already seeing the consequences. The most immediate impact is cost. As the silver deficit widens and stockpiles shrink, prices have become more volatile. Silver paste can be a major cost component in a solar cell, and rising prices threaten to slow, or even reverse, the decades-long trend of falling costs that made solar power so competitive. This has ignited a frantic race for alternatives. The industry is aggressively pursuing two main paths. The first is thrifting, simply using less silver per cell by printing finer grid lines. Engineers have made huge strides, but they are starting to approach the physical limits of this strategy. The second, more radical path is substitution. The most promising candidate is copper, which is far cheaper and more abundant. But it has downsides. It's not quite as conductive and is more prone to oxidation, which can affect a panel's long-term durability. Still, major manufacturers are making progress on new cell designs that replace silver with copper-based technologies. However, this isn't a simple swap. Widespread, market-dominant adoption of copper-based cells is a complex engineering challenge, with some analysts projecting it may not be a reality until 2028 or even 2030. It's a solution, but it's not an immediate one. This resource scramble is also escalating geopolitical tensions. Silver production is highly concentrated. Just 3 countries, Mexico, China, and Peru, account for about half of all mined silver. Any political instability, labor strike, or change in export policy in one of these key nations can send shockwaves through the entire supply chain. As a result, countries are increasingly viewing critical minerals through a lens of national security, turning the race for green energy into a global resource competition. The dream of a world powered by clean, solar energy is being built with a metal that we are struggling to find enough of. We are caught in a fascinating paradox. Our ability to harness the sun's power is challenged by the scarcity of a key element right here on Earth. This story isn't just about economics, it's about the collision of our grandest ambitions with the practical limitations of our world. What do you think is the ultimate solution here? Will technology like copper substitution bail us out just in time, or are we headed for a serious bottleneck in our green transition? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this look into the intersection of technology and resources, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching.